I'm honored to present the first awards of the night to the face of APHA, its regional clubs. In 1999, the APHA began recognizing regional clubs for their outstanding accomplishments. For 2017, the Regional Club Advisory Committee helped design a new criteria for this award. Tonight, we're going to honor the top 5 clubs who have shown growth in their club membership and horses participating at club events. Recipients are receiving gift certificates from our corporate sponsor, Gift Silversmiths, and from the APHA General Store. I'd like to start tonight with these 3. They will be 2017 Clubs of Distinction. First, we have Rainier Paint Horse Club with 87.5% growth in membership in 2017. Do we have someone from that club? Okay, we'll mail their awards to them. Next, we have Southern Colorado Paint Horse Club, who had an 83% increase in club memberships in 2017. Do we have someone from Southern Colorado? Next, we have San Joaquin Paint Horse Club with a 38.7% growth in membership in 2017. Do we have someone from San Joaquin? Come on up. We have Lisa. Congratulations. Thank you for your hard work. Next, we'll recognize the top 2 clubs will be called Gold Star Clubs, and these are for 2017 growth also. So we had the Kansas Paint Horse Association showing 90% increase in memberships in 2017. Do we have someone from Kansas Paint Horse Club? And the last one, but of course not the least, the California Paint Horse Association showed 177% growth in horses exhibited at their shows. Do we have someone from California? I'd like to add just a special note to that. There were 48 clubs that met the criteria for being considered for this award. Of those 48 clubs, 26 clubs showed either horse entry growth or growth in club membership. So they've done a really hard job this last year, and we want to thank them all for that. Thank you.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce Miss Mindy's Ball and Chain, our Executive Director, Billy Smith.
I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. This is an especially important evening for a lot of people. It's a historically significant night, and I've already had a couple of people come up to me and tell me how much it's meant to them, and we haven't even finished the banquet yet. So I want to just, for all of you who are here for the very first time, I want you to understand that from the bottom of our hearts at APHA, we welcome you. We welcome you here. We hope that you have an incredible evening. If there's anything I can do for you while you're here or after you leave, please let me know. We love you. You're all a part of our family, and we want you to stay hooked with us forever. Thank you very much. We created a new award this year, and that award is the Top Stallion Owner Awards, and will recognize the top 10 stallion owners based on mares bred by their stallions in 2016, according to the APHA Stallion Breeding Reports. I'm going to announce them in alphabetical order, so please come up when I call your name. For the owners who could not attend, APHA will send their awards to them. First, in alphabetical order, and actually number one on this year's list is the Archesi Quarter Horses of the United States of Weatherford, Texas, who had 2 stallions that bred a total of 290 mares in 2016. Owned by Eleuterio and Leonardo Archesi from Italy, and Jeff Oswood of Texas, and their operations top breeding stallion is Trashadeous, a 2006 sorrel solid stallion by Colonel Smokin' Gun out of Trashadeous. A $1 million sire with the National Reining Horse Association, Trashadeous bred 288 mares in 2016. Please help me, please welcome, and we've already taken a picture of the Oswoods, but they're right over here. Congratulations. The Fisher Farms of South Dakota is next with 164 mares bred. Their stallion included a painted true Rolex, Spoonful's Serendipity, Katzana, and Drew's Nike. Congratulations to Lynn, Seth, and Jeff Fisher. They're not here tonight, so APHA will accept their award for them. Next is Utah's, yes, go ahead. Next is Utah's Heritage Farms. Andy and Steve Fishburne bred 274 mares. Their 2008 double-registered stallion, Guns on the River, bred 201 of those mares. APHA will accept the award on their behalf. Located in Arizona and Oklahoma, please, we want to congratulate the Schmersel reining horses. They were number 8 on the list of top stallion owners. Craig and Ginger Schmersel bred 87 mares to their 2007 double-registered Palomino overall stallion, Pale-Face Dunnet. And again, APHA will accept this award on their behalf. Arizona's Silver Spur Equine had 201 breedings. Congratulations to Michael and Michelle Miola, who are not here tonight. Their stallions included Spook's Got a Gun, Big Checks to Cash, Tinker with Guns, and DC Smokin' Whiz. The Miolas, you might know, were featured in, their farm was featured in Chrome magazine. You may have seen that. Congratulations to them. Now, congratulations to Simon Show Horses and their family. Hall of Fame inductee Zippos Sensation and their 2010 double-registered Bayo Vero stallion, the Original Cowboy, bred 133 mares. Come on up and get your award. Slide, this is my favorite name for a farm, Slide or Die, LLC, owned by Dom Lamuto from Italy and managed by Georgia Cotalupi in Texas, bred 131 mares. Their most prominent stallion is their 2012 Sorrel Overo double-registered stallion, Inferno 66. They are not here tonight, and again, APHA will accept the award on their behalf. Turnabout Farm, owned by Sarah Willman of New York and Mandy and Tom McCutcheon of Aubrey, Texas. Turnabout Farm bred 82 mares. Their most prominent stallion is Colonel's Night Special, better known as Gunner's Special Night. APHA will accept the award on their behalf as well. Next on our list is Colorado's Joni Voloshin. Joni bred 86 mares. Most of you are familiar with two of her stallions, a true Rolex and gay bar drummer. Joni is not feeling well today and couldn't be with us tonight. Again, APHA will accept on her behalf. And finally, John and Kathy Yarnell of Indiana's Yarnell Farms split their 94 breedings between 4 stallions. Special Invitation, Guaranteed, CR Good Machine, and Big Money Impulse. Congratulations to John and Kathy. Now let's give all of those outstanding breeders a round of applause. This is what drives our industry. Now I'd like to call on Dave Denniston to make the next presentation.
Thank you, Billy. Good evening. Well, good evening to you. I am honored and privileged to stand here before you as an APHA judge for the past 15 years. In that time, I have judged over 100 APHA horse shows, including both world shows, multiple times. Additionally, I have served on the APHA Judges Committee for the past many years. While I am proud of all of these facts, I tell you these things not to brag, but instead to make a point. I, like all judges and Judges Committee members, am often asked, what best prepares one to become an APHA-approved judge? I never hesitate to answer that question, and my response is always, the best thing I ever did was serve as a ring steward for many years before ever applying to become a professional judge. The experience of working alongside professional ring stewards at APHA shows who have been around horse shows for decades and worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of other judges was absolutely priceless in my professional journey. They taught me the mechanics of a horse show, including the paperwork and record keeping involved, the ins and outs of how a horse show should run, how to effectively work with other judges and show staff, how to work with and cater to exhibitors to improve their horse show experience, and what it takes to become an effective and efficient judge. Ring stewards taught me respect for people, professionalism, communication skills, and so much more. I honestly believe ring stewards are the silent heroes that keep our horse industry alive. How many of you in this room have seen the movie Hidden Figures? Many of you, very good. For those of you who haven't, I would highly recommend the 2016 American biographical drama based on the nonfiction book about black female mathematicians who worked at the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, commonly known as NASA, during the space race in the early 1960s, in a time of gender and racial segregation. The film's main character is Katherine Johnson, a black female mathematician who calculated flight trajectories for John Glenn's launch to orbit the Earth. You see, on the day of the launch, discrepancies arose in the computer's calculations for the capsule's landing coordinates, and astronaut Glenn requested that Katherine be called in to check the calculations, which she did, and adjustments were made accordingly. After a successful launch in orbit, the space capsule then had a warning light indicating a heat shield problem. Mission Control decided it needed to land after only 3 orbits of the Earth instead of the mission's originally intended 7. Katherine Johnson worked her mathematic magic, ran the numbers, and concluded they should leave the retro rocket attached to the heat shield for re-entry, to which her supervisor and boss both eventually agreed. Katherine's recommendation proved correct, and Friendship 7 successfully landed in the ocean. Later, Katherine also calculated trajectories for the Apollo 11 and Space Shuttle missions. In 2015, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The following year, NASA dedicated the Langley Research Center's Katherine G. Johnson Computational Building in her honor. The movie is entitled Hidden Figures because most in this room would not recognize the name Katherine G. Johnson as a female black mathematician who worked for NASA. But most in this room would recognize the name astronaut John Glenn. One of the many messages of the movie is to recognize hidden figures who are commonly the unsung heroes and responsible for our successes that are so widely publicized and recognized. To me, horse show ring stewards are the hidden figures in our industry. Most horse show enthusiasts can name the top trainers in our industry at any given time. I know most of you could also name the top horses in each of our individual horse show events. But do you know the names of all the World Show ring stewards? These are the folks who make the horse show happen. They see to the important behind-the-scenes issues and be sure that the horse show runs smoothly for our customers, the exhibitors. They keep the show moving and they take care of judges, so we can focus on our job, judging the horse show. In the years I spent ring stewarding the World Show, I learned from the best. This was an invaluable experience and prepared me to become a judge more than any amount of studying. Tonight, I am proud to lead the recognition of a true hidden figure in the horse show industry. A man who taught me so much, not just about what it takes to become a successful horse show judge, but also about respect, kindness, communication, preparedness, and being a gentleman. He's the epitome of a professional, and I'm proud to also call him a dear friend. Joined now and accompanied by Mr. Ron McMillan, Mrs. Sandy Jerkovsky, and our Director of Judges, Dave Dellin, please join me in asking Don Manuello to join us at the front of the room. Now, let me tell you a story about a young, pompous, and arrogant young man from the early 1990s. No, for once, this is not a story about Dave Dellin. Had to get that in there. I first started ring stewarding the APHA World Show in the late 1990s. I was also studying to earn my PhD from New Mexico State University, and now I was a ring steward at the APHA World Show. The world was literally mine. From the moment I arrived to ring steward my first World Show and looked into Don's eyes, there was a genuine kindness in his eye, but also that look that said, "I've got your number, don't try me." For years, working under his wing, Don was always the ultimate professional. Regardless of the situation, he handled it as only Don could, in a gentle yet decisive manner. Whether it be an upset exhibitor, a struggling judge, a challenging show schedule, a challenging show manager, or even a cocky young ring steward, he had the answer and knew how to handle it. I'll tell two quick stories. Both are World Show stories from the past. The first begins with 5 World Show judges and ring stewards seated in the stands at the John Justin Arena, judging one of the scored events. I can't remember exactly which one. An exhibitor had just completed a run and unfortunately had knocked over a cone during the go. After several attempts to communicate over the radio that a cone needed to be reset, we all realized the arena crew was completely tied up, trying to resolve issues in the warm-up area and just could not respond. The next exhibitor was in the World Show pen and ready to go. It wasn't right to make her wait. Without missing a beat, and before any of the 4 of us other ring stewards could even locate the closest gate to the arena floor, Don was leaping over the arena wall in a single bound and dashing across the arena to reset a cone. He returned in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail and was seated and ready for the next exhibitor. My dear friend Bobby Walton was also ring stewarding at this time, and I remember staring at her with my jaw on the ground and a look on my face that said, "What in the hell just happened?" It was simply Super Don coming to the rescue. The second, more recent story involves the breakaway roping class at the World Show. During the roping at the World Show, protocol dictates we have 4 judges in the stands, 1 judge in the announcer stand tasked with watching the time clock, and a 6th judge on the floor of the arena with the barrier judge. That day, I was the 5th judge in the announcer stand, and Don was assigned to the barrier judge for that particular class. Several runs in, the electric timer failed. I, in the announcer stand, looked at the show manager with a helpless look on my face and prayed one of the other 4 judges in the stands had a backup timer, as this, of course, was the judge's responsibility, and we certainly should have discussed this before the class began. When the run ended, we made the disappointing radio call to the stands to find out none of the other 4 judges had a backup timer. The show manager started running the list of what to do scenarios when over the radio we heard Don say, "I have a backup timer and have been timing every run." See, the thing is, Don was never asked to time every run. This wasn't Don's responsibility. It was our responsibility as judges. Yet there Don was, looking out for and taking care of judges. Don wasn't going to stand around and do nothing. He was always watching, and he was always one step ahead. Don was always paying attention. It's why Don is Don. As I hope most of you are aware, Don was recently the topic of a featured article in Western Horseman magazine. The article, written by my talented friend, Christine Hamilton, did an outstanding job of encapsulating just who Don Manuelo is, not just in the horse industry, but in life. If you haven't had a chance to read it, tonight, Don is receiving a framed copy of the article to take home with him, and he might just let you have a few minutes to read it before you leave this evening. This framed article is being presented to Don in representation of the very first award that will, from this day forward, become a yearly award appropriately named the Manuelo Award. Don, you are truly a hidden figure and hero in our horse show industry, and if we could award you the Presidential Medal of Freedom like Katherine Johnson, we would. However, we have created our own version of a high honor, and we are naming it after you. There is a plaque to hang below the framed award, and it describes the honor as follows. The Manuelo Award is an annual honor bestowed upon an APHA ring steward who, through years of service to the industry, has exemplified the character, integrity, loyalty, and camaraderie representative of the high standards established by the award's namesake, Don Manuelo. Awarded by the APHA Judges Committee, the Manuelo Award is the highest recognition to be conferred upon an APHA ring steward and shall be presented with distinction and honor. The first annual award is presented to its namesake, Don Manuelo, on this 4th day of March 2018. You are not only an inspiration for this award that shall be presented annually from this year forward, but you're an inspiration in life and the definition of the term gentleman. You heard correctly. What makes this award incredibly special is the fact that it is being awarded by the APHA Judges Committee, the very committee that tests, approves, and maintains records on all of our APHA carded judges. This incredible award is from the body that represents all APHA judges that you have selflessly assisted and mentored as a dear friend for so many years. On a more personal note, we all experience challenges in life, and we all have ups and downs, myself certainly included. In a recent and regular call to my friend to just check in and see how he was doing, I offered, as I always do, to please let me know if there's anything at all I can do for him. You see, Don and I only live about 120 miles apart, and I pleaded with him to add me to the top of his call list should he need anything, and that I hoped he knew I would cancel whatever I had going on in my life and be there in the drop of a hat if there was anything I could do for him or his family. His response, of course, was, "Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that, and please know that I extend the same offer to you." That's Don. He's selfless at all times and always looking to help others. You've been a positive spirit for so many, including me. You've been a mentor for so many, certainly including me. You've been a man to look up to for so many, including me. You're a gentleman, and it's my true honor to be able to lead the presentation of this award to you in your honor. From this day forward, this annual award will proudly bear your name, and the award's future recipients shall be humbled to follow in the footsteps of a true treasure in our industry. Please join me in congratulating Don Manuelo.
We go home right now and just feel like we've had a good night, right? I mean, really, that's great. I'd like to introduce Sandy Jerkowski, who is our Judges Committee Chairman, who has some awards to present.
And it's going to be mighty hard to read with a few tears in my eyes over that one. We all love Daddy Don. He has covered all of our backs quite a few times. Okay, the APHA Judges Emeritus status is an honor we established in 2016 to bestow upon judges that have served at least 25 years as an APHA-approved judge or have judged more than 150 shows. These judges are the founders and the backbones to our association's success. They have spent a lifetime honing their skills to provide the most accurate, highest quality evaluations possible. As a token of our appreciation of their efforts, we'd like to award them with a custom gift buckle and clay grant sculpture. First of all, help me in recognizing the recipients who could not join us tonight. APHA will send their awards to them. Doug Gregory, Brian Ellsworth, Grant Gibbs, and Helmut Lexius. These honorees are here, okay. These honorees are here tonight, so with the following, please come up and accept your awards. The first one, Connie Conrad Keynes. Charlie Sasser. Alan Spidal. Gary Gordon, and he cannot join us tonight with his health being so bad, but his wife Linda will accept his award. Mr. Wayne Lasky. Doug Klein. Randy Hembrook. Randy can't be with us tonight, but Barb Brumner will be accepting his award on his behalf. Barb? Looks like APHA will accept that. This award represents hours of these men standing in the middle of the pen. Many hours of dedication. We appreciate all of you so much. We'll now turn it over for the professional horseman. Lisa?
I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the latest recipient of the Paint Professional Horseman of the Year. An all-around trainer for more than 25 years, she was nominated by her peers for her exemplary coaching, training, and leadership efforts. In the show pen, she has trained and coached paints and exhibitors to numerous circuit championships, all-around titles, top 20 year-end awards, and world championships. One nomination stated, she is the most passionate, genuinely nice, and hardworking individual. Another nomination noted, she is humble in her line of work. She is well loved by everyone in the industry. She goes above and beyond, both in her own business as well as providing what is best for the APHA. An additional nominator wrote, the welfare of the horse always comes first for her. She is kind and helpful to absolutely everyone. Please welcome me and please join me in welcoming our 2017 Markel APHA Professional Horsewoman of the Year, Sandy Morgan.
Thank you very much. The first thing was I was hoping I didn't fall on the way up, so success number one. Second thing, about 6 weeks ago I got an email. I'm much more comfortable riding around in dirt circles than I am with modern technology. So when this email came across from Mr. Dave Dellen, and I think it was Amanda, I immediately emailed back late that night, this must be a joke on me, right, Dave Dellen? This is a joke. He replied back, it wasn't, but I also forwarded that on to my two darling daughters. The first daughter, I emailed, do you think this is a joke? And I forwarded on, and she said, yeah, Mom, that doesn't sound right. You should check it. The second daughter, she wants me to make sure that I say, she wanted me to read whatever that she wrote, which I hope I get to see that, because she said, I didn't even say vote for my mom because she's cool. So I thought that was something she would say. But I do want to thank, there's 2 full tables of people that surprised me by flying in from Utah to help me and support me. So there's almost 3 tables over here that I was not supposed to know that they were coming, and I kind of got a little bit of it. Anyway, Riley told me, quit asking questions, it's supposed to be a surprise. So I'd also like to thank my husband of 30 years, Mr. Sean Morgan. As he said, it's man years, and it's much more than people years. I've been in this industry a long time, and I'm very passionate about the paint horse. I'm passionate about the youth of the industry. It's been a lifetime that I have spent with these paint horses, and those 3 tables are my family. And I want you to know, I hear all the time about it takes a $25,000 horse, it takes a $50,000 horse, it takes a $100,000 horse. There's many people at that table that didn't give $5,000 that won many a world title. That's hard work. They work very hard. They do their dues. Anybody can win with a paint horse. Anybody can. You just have to work hard. If somebody else has more than you have, you just work harder. You can do it. So I've never had a youth kid in my care that's ever been on drugs, that's ever been a problem. Never. I've been in this over 30 years. I am honored and blessed to stand here. I was that same little girl that went through 4-H, never played with dolls, always had Breyer horses, didn't want to go to the prom, rode horses in the snow. I'm just grateful that I am up here right now, so thank you very much.
And just the time you don't think it can get any better, right? That's awesome. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much. Our next award, before we get into the Hall of Fame inductees, is one of the most prestigious awards that we've given for several years. It's the Distinguished Service Award. It is usually the committee that comes up with those is the past presidents, And anyone can nominate someone, but the criteria is they have to be a member in good standing for at least 15 years, have to have owned a paint horse, and been involved in the regional club, the National Association, something, and made an impact on the APHA. And tonight, we'd like for Carl Turow to come up and present that award.
Good evening. This is really a cool award, and Distinguished Service Award. It speaks for what it is. And tonight, our recipient is an international member, and it's the second one to have that award. Our first award, Distinguished Service Award, international member, was a gentleman from Germany. And I'm going to say a few personal things, and then I will read the proclamation. First of all, how many international members are here tonight? Would you please stand? Would you please stand? Thank you. They are a very, very important members of our association, and I was lucky enough when I was president to get to travel to a lot of countries and get with their friendship and their shows and what all they did. The award winner tonight, I'm not going to introduce him quite yet, but he's from Brazil. And I think it's really cool that the executive director of the Brazil Horse Association is here tonight. And the Brazilian, Billy Smith, would you and your wife please stand? Lucas Machado, would you please stand? Thank you. The recipient tonight is Chico Garcia. I first met Chico in 2003. And I was always fortunate enough to serve on the international committee. And our meeting that time was during a world show in Fort Worth, Texas, and Chico attended that. And it was and a man can't say love at first sight. So it was just mano a mano. You know what a neat guy he was. And he just was so exuberant, and he just loved horses. He loved to enter into conversations, and he represented Brazil, and he represented the international end of it. In 2008, the year I was president, I got to go to Brazil, and there were a team of judges went along: Trig Renfro, J.T. Mitchell, and Mr. Pipkin. He's a judge and also a professor at West Texas A&M in Canyon, Texas. And Chico and his wife showed us around. We went to some big paint horse shows, and our team judged them. We were just entertained royally. We went to some of the neatest horse farms and ranches, and they have some outstanding studs and lineages. Also, Chico, at a convention we had in Colorado Springs, some of us went on a trail ride up there in the Air Force Academy. Beautiful country, and Chico went on that ride. And Karen Bannister, where are you? You furnished me a bronc, I'll never forget it. Oh, your horse? Hey, I did a good job breaking it, didn't I? Yeah. Anyway, Chico is a worldwide ambassador for the American Paint Horse Association. Now I would like to read the proclamation. This year's Distinguished Service Award honoree is Francisco Chica Garcia, a lifelong horseman, Chico has been a professional horseman since 1987 and has worked tirelessly to promote paint horses in South America. A Brazilian judge, Chico has officiated numerous paint and quarter horse shows in addition to serving as a ring steward at events like APHA World Championship shows. He was a show manager for the prestigious Mega Halter and Performance Horse Show in Brazil for 10 years. And in 2016, he was a show manager for the PBR in Brazil. Chico's been instrumental in developing relationships between the American Brazilian Club, Brazilian's Paint Horse Registry, and APHA as well. In 2017, Chico earned his AQHA judge's card. We won't hold that against you. And furthermore, Chico's been an international director for APHA since 2003 and a member of the International Committee. From his 600-acre ranch, Chico runs a breeding and boarding operation as well as a horse consultation company that organizes more than 12 auctions annually. He thrives on helping new and veteran breeders enhance their programs, and currently Chico owns Chasing the Money, a 2001 black Tobiano stallion. Behind every good man is a really good woman, and Chico's wife is Valeria. She could not be here tonight. Chico also has a son, Frankie, that got his mother's look, and Chico said his daddy's brains. And Chico, it gives me great pleasure to give you this award, and you really ride for the brand. Chico would like to say a word, please.
Oops. Good evening. It's more than an honor to be here tonight and to be selected for this Distinguished Service Award. I want to thank God to give me the opportunity to live this special moment. This is the coolest thing that happens in my life, I can guarantee you. I want to thank my wife, Valeria, and my son, Frankie, to support me all over these years. And I want to thank the executive committee, the executive director, Billy Smith, and every person I met in this convention for choosing my name for this award. I really want to thank you. I started my professional life in Brazil 30 years ago. And the paint horse provided me, in Brazil and in the United States, some of the best experiences, the best horses, and lots of good friends. Friends like Carl and Linda Trudeau, like JT and Katie Mitchell, like Billy Smith, and so many others. Because this is what counts in life. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, now we're to the part that the banquet is named for, Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame induction. We have 3 horses and 1 gentleman that we're going to induct tonight. And what? This is the 6th class that we've inducted. and it brings us up to 91 people and horses that have been inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'd like for you to know that the Hall of Fame, the bar has been set very high by Mr. John Hertner, who was our first chairman of that committee. The committee, I won't name them because we try to stay incognito. We don't want people campaigning for this job, you know. We want to be able to watch and see what's going on. But I will be going off this year, and I've really enjoyed serving on the Hall of Fame committee. It's been a real honor. Every year, we're not sure we've got the right people. We're not sure everything's working, and it always turns out great. It always turns out great. We find out things about people and horses that we didn't know. So without any further ado, we will watch videos. We'll do the horses first, and then the gentleman.
Though the horse world's landscape has drastically shifted since APHA founder Rebecca Tyler Lockhart's days of hand-painting intricate patterns onto registration forms, some things never change. The value of a good horse, the enduring perseverance of a horseman or woman, and APHA's enduring efforts to shake things up, lead the way, and enhance the incredible relationships shared by paints and their owners. It is a true honor to welcome the 6th class of APHA Hall of Fame inductees. Composed of 1 horseman and 3 paint horses, this class demonstrated the power of paint horses, talented, versatile mounts who smashed expectations and turned heads. Representing the convergence of reigning royalty in his pedigree, Trashadeous was a star who helped bring notoriety to horses with chrome who could spin and slide with the best. Bred and trained by National Reining Horse Association legend Bill Horn, Trashadeous harnessed his raw talent to leave an indelible mark on the reining world forever. With his chrome shining like a hot rod, Trashadeous was a natural, but sometimes so powerful he scared himself. By age 3, however, he settled in, claiming the reserve championship title at the 1990 NRHA Futurity, just 1/2 point behind the leader, much to the chagrin of the crowd, who was pulling for the flashy colt. Piloted by Bill, Trashadeous earned a string of prestigious NRHA victories, including the 1991 NRHA Derby Championship and winning the 1992 NRHA Open World Championship. All told, Trash earned $131,000 in career earnings before retiring to the breeding shed. As a stallion, Trash sired 120 registered paints that have earned $229,094 in lifetime earnings, according to Equistat. Trash was inducted in the NRHA Hall of Fame in 1996, just 3 years after his dam and 1 year before his sire. The stallion was purchased by Lions Legacy Performance Horses in 2013. Who proudly owned him until his death in January 2016 at age 28.
Accepting the award for Trashadeous is Josh Lyons and Craig Shea.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the committee for recognizing this horse and his achievements. It's very humbling for us as Josh and I bought the horse in 2013, and we really we didn't have anything to do with the success this horse brought to the world. Kind of like winning an Oscar and not being in the movie. So, it's just been a great short run for us. Unfortunately, Trash did pass away. He lived a good life, but we had him there at the ranch in Tennessee, and it's just amazing how many people this horse has touched over the years. When he passed away, at least 1,000 or more people on the Facebook and whatnot sent us messages. It was incredible, things that we didn't know. And I'm honored tonight to have met Kim Horn for the first time. Kim is here with us, and her husband is the one that made this horse famous. So I'd like to bring Kim up and everybody recognize her. It's such a pleasure and an honor to know her, and we've already shared and swapped some stories that, just touching. Good stuff.
And I would just like to say thank you to the American Paint Horse Association for always embracing Bill's horses, from white trash to Trashadeous. And this is such an honor, and I feel so blessed to represent Bill tonight. Thank you.
So we all know right now, Bill Horn is sliding somewhere in heaven on top of trash, celebrating his induction into the Hall of Fame. Thank you all very much. Thank you to the Paint Horse Association. We appreciate it so much. We're just honored. Thank you.
Originally on the hunt for a Western all-around horse, fate led Jennifer Chan and her mother Margie to Elegant April. The green hunter-type mare was not quite what Jennifer was looking for, but the match was kismet, and the duo joined forces in 1994. Under the guidance of Rod Safdie and Roger Daramidi, Ellie blossomed like a spring flower, going undefeated in hunter undersaddle futurities as a 3-year-old. Jennifer mounted up in 1995 and learned for herself that while Ellie looked easy to ride, the quirky, opinionated mare held all the cards. Yet they developed a bond, and the duo won their first world championships in youth 14 to 18 hunter undersaddle and equitation at the 1995 Youth World Show. From then on, Ellie was the horse to beat in hunt seat classes, especially over fences. Jennifer and Ellie won the High Point English Youth and Reserve All-Around Youth 14 to 18 Awards at the 1998 World Show. In 1999, the mare was nearly unstoppable, helping Jennifer win the all-around amateur title and earning world championships in hunter undersaddle, equitation, working hunter, and hunter hack. In 5 years, the graceful mare tallied 10 world championships and 7 reserve world championships, along with 1,777 points in 8 events. She was retired after the 1999 World Show and produced 2 foals. Ellie died in 2003, but she is commemorated annually at the APHA Youth World Championship Show through the Elegant April Memorial Award, presented in her honor by Jennifer and Margie. This ascending 3-tier award is presented annually at the show to the winner of the Youth Working Hunter 14 to 18, a testament to Ellie's extraordinary talent. No horse has ever attained all 3 tiers in a single year since its inception.
Please welcome Jennifer and Margie to come and accept their award. There you go.
We just wanted to thank everybody that made Ellie's success possible, from her breeder, Judy, who's here with us tonight, Julie Larson, her first trainer, and unfortunately Rod and Roger couldn't be here tonight, but I'm sure they're thinking about us right now and everything that she did for us. She truly was a once-in-a-lifetime horse, and it was an honor to be able to have owned and ridden her, but also an honor for her to be inducted into such an amazing group of horses and people. So thank you to everyone that made this possible, from the committee members to the judges, breeders, all of you. Thank you.
With the name recognition of a celebrity in the world of paint horses and pleasure horses alike, Zippos sensation was always ready to greet visitors with ears pricked and eyes shining bright. More than a horse or a sire, Zippo was a legend who created legions of fans around the world for the paint horse breed. But to Andrea Simons and her family, Zippo was family. As young trainers in 1993, Andrea and Lynn Simons bet the farm when they purchased the Wingling Colt for $25,000. But there was something special about Zippo, and Andrea was convinced the colt was worth the gamble. Zippo won the yearly lunge line sweepstakes at the 1994 APHA World Championship show and earned a handful of points with limited showing as a 3-year-old. The Simons knew they were on to something special, and they started promoting Zippo as a stallion. In the years that followed, Zippo's foals have shouted testaments to their sire. With nearly 1,000 registered foals to date, almost half have APHA show records, having earned in excess of 188,000 points. Zippo is the #1 lifetime leading sire by performance points earned and performance point earners, and is #2 for halter point earners. His get have earned 199 APHA World Champion titles and 190 Reserve World Championships. In 2007, Zippo became the first and to date the only paint inducted in the National Snaffle Bit Association Hall of Fame, and his foals have earned more than $1 million in that association. Zippo died in July 2016, leaving behind a lasting legacy as a pinnacle sire for the paint horse breed.
Let me introduce Janice Simons to accept the award for Zippo Sensation.
You guys did this so gracefully. Like, I don't know how you do it without tears. Just warning you, this might not go good. But thank you to the committee and thank you to the APHA. To say we're proud is obviously an understatement. But more than pride, we're grateful. We're grateful that Zippo came into the industry at a time of the APHA was really thriving. We're very grateful. Excuse me. Grateful that there was prosperity in the APHA at the time. It really gave Zippo a chance to have the success that he had. I'd like to say that this was all my parents' grand vision, but timing can never be undersold. I'm grateful for my father. He really had the insight and knowledge to understand the paint horse and the paint horse business. He spent countless hours with his peers and his clients, and it really made all the difference to Zippo's success. I'm grateful to my mother, her unwavering conviction in Zippo's potential. She truly believed in him, and she was right. I believe that my parents did the most unbelievable job promoting this stallion. Their first priority was always his success and the future of the foals. We are eternally grateful to the breeders. I am acutely aware of the fact that I would not be standing up here if not for you. Although, you know, the tears and the dress, it's kind of not great for you on that one. Your confidence in Zippo, though, is the true foundation that his success was built on. Grateful to the professional horseman. The hours that you spent with his foals truly made them successful. I remember my father and I had a discussion about how fun it was to show the horses that we had raised by Zippo, but without question, it was so much more fulfilling to see the professional horsemen who trained the foal that their client raised. At that point, I think we really realized that Zippo had made it. We weren't doing this anymore, you guys were. And lastly, I'm eternally grateful to have had the opportunity to be a part of his life. His talent and grace will leave me speechless till the end of time. His ability to produce strong and trainable horses with such longevity was truly unique. When I was preparing, I looked back at some of his get, and his first world champion was his first class under saddle in 1998, and that horse, Bridley Zippo, actually showed to be age 20. He truly changed our lives for the better. It was his foals that gave my sister the confidence to dedicate her life to training horses. And it would have been a shame for her to have wasted her unbelievable talent on any other career path. So on behalf of my entire family and everyone who loved and admired our stallion, I would like to say a collective thank you to the one who never let us down. There will never be another. Thank you.
Ronnie Stallings didn't have to dream of being a cowboy. Instead, he lived it every day thanks to his family's ranching heritage. As a teen, Ronnie went to work for National Cowboy Hall of Famer J.D. Tadlock, breaking cutting horses in addition to roping competitively and learning to fit halter horses. He credits time spent with legendary mentors like John Hoyt and Jack Brainerd with helping him polish his riding skills. Ronnie reciprocated their teachings by making his customers' dreams come true. Throughout his career, Ronnie has trained, led, and ridden paints to more than 200 APHA titles in Western pleasure, halter, trail, roping, and all-around events. He enjoyed showing horses like Z Sunny D, an APHA champion who earned 3 world championships in Western pleasure and trail, and more than 1,600 lifetime points and multiple world champion sorority star. Ronnie also owned and showed more than 100 horses, including notable paints like APHA champion Special Effects and APHA world champion Scotch Aggravation. Ronnie appreciates a horse with good conformation, a willing mind, and great movement. And many horses he trained and showed have gone on to establish themselves as leading and lifetime leading sires. Poco Fistibars was Ronnie's first national champion in junior Western pleasure and an APHA champion. The stallion's grandson, Zippos Sensation, is a lifetime leading sire. Ronnie also campaigned APHA champion and reserve national champion Socket, whose genetics continue in sires like RH Mr. Imprint and RH Stars and Stripes. Ronnie also stepped up into APHA leadership positions at both the regional and national level. He currently serves on the board of the Texas Paint Horse Club, where he has previously led as president. Ronnie first became an APHA national director in 1980, and he has since served for 28 years on committees, including rules, general show and contest, breed improvement, and professional horsemen.
On a personal note, when I was a little bitty boy, I remember watching our first paint horse shows in Oklahoma City, and Ronnie was there and just winning everything. And I thought, man, that's the guy I want to be like. And you did a great job. We want to thank you, Ronnie. Tonight, Dave Wiggins is going to be. Ronnie didn't want to cry, so in front of everybody, so he'll cry afterwards. Dave.
Oh, man. Good evening, everyone. As he said, my name's Dave Wiggin. I want to thank everybody here tonight for coming to the 2017 Hall of Fame inductees. It's greatly appreciated. It is my privilege tonight to introduce one of those inductees. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about my friend. He was my friend long before he was a Hall of Fame nominee. And many of you here know his greatest accomplishments, both in the show pen and in the rodeo arena. For example, the average belt buckle is between 4 and 6 inches in length. If you take all the belt buckles that my friend has won and put them end to end, it would cover almost 3 football fields. That doesn't count the money, doesn't count the trophies, doesn't even count the saddles that he's won. But enough of that. Everybody's seen the video, and they know my friend. But let me tell you about the friend that I know that most of you do not know. When I moved to Texas a little over 8 years ago, I went to my friend's house to shoe some horses. When we were done, he asked, "Where are you headed? Maybe we can go to supper." I told him, "Well, I got to go to town and get a room to rent for the week till I can find a place to rent permanently." He said, "Well, that's horse shit." He said, "You can just stay in the back bedroom as long as you need." So I did. Only one problem. As a month or so went by and I went to leave, he wouldn't take any money for the rent. I kind of thought I was special at the time. Till there was a day I was at a horse show and I talked to a bunch of young horse trainers. And one of them was complaining about the fact that he had to move from barn to barn and he didn't have a place to stay in between. One of them said, "Well, you can always go to my friend's house and stay for a little while." He responded, "No." He said, "That guy was so good to me when I first got here, I wouldn't want to burn that bridge." I looked at them all and I said, "So all of you guys have stayed in the back bedroom?" They laughed and looked at us and looked at me and said, "Sure, we had no other place to go." I said, "Well, y'all did pay rent, right?" They said, "Did you?" I said, "Well, no, he wouldn't take it." That is my friend. As time went on, he would ask me, "Where are you going this week?" And I would tell him which state was going to be next. He'd say, "Well, you need a ride to the airport?" My answer was always the same. "You know, I got to leave at 6 o'clock flight." He said, "It'll be a 3 a.m. departure. Excuse me, it'll be a 6 o'clock departure. It'll be a 3 a.m. wake-up call, Ronnie." His answer was the same. "You want to pay $100 in parking, or you want to let me take you?" He said, "It ain't like I'm overly busy that time of the day." And yes, he would not take any money for that either. I will say, though, he would let me buy the beer and a round of golf every now and again. This is my friend. Several years ago, he couldn't play golf. He said he had to go to a funeral. I said, "Well, who and where?" He said, "It ain't really a funeral." He said, "I just got to go to pay to have him buried." I said, "What are you talking about?" He looked me up with a tear in his eye, and he said, "He died broke. Didn't have no money to bury him. So I'm going to go and pay the bill to put him in the ground, proper-like. He was a great cowboy." This is my friend. Several years ago, there was a young horse trainer got bucked off in the arena that my friend was riding at the time. And it was very apparent his knee was in bad shape. He needed to see a doctor. My friend said, "Let me help you to the truck." He said, "I'll take you to see a doctor friend of mine." The young man replied, "I don't have any insurance. I don't have money for that." My friend said, "Let me worry about that." Off to the doctor they went. This is my friend. My friend asked me one day, he said, "You want to go to Oklahoma City?" And I said, "For what?" He said, "Well," he said, "some folks are broke down up there." He said, "They got horses on their trailer." And I just laughed at him. I said, "Well, what would you do if they was in Alaska, not Oklahoma City?" He said, "Well," he said, "I'd tell them it'll be a couple days. They better make sure they got the Coors Light ready when I get there." This is my friend. I don't have time tonight to tell you all the stories of his kindness and his generosity. But in the words of my grandfather, he said, "Son, there's two types of friends in this world. The ones you call to bail you out, and the ones that ask, how the hell did we get here?" My friend is both of those. I'm absolutely humbled this evening to introduce to you the 2017 Hall of Fame inductee, probably one of the greatest horsemen I've ever known, and my friend, Ronnie Stallings.
All of y'all for letting me be in that APHA, raise my family there, wife. We've had a beautiful time, and I appreciate what you gave. Thank you.
As the American Paint Horse gallops toward an exciting future of possibilities and prosperity, it's crucial to reflect and honor the talented paints and dedicated horsemen who helped establish our colorful breed as leaders in the global horse community. So, it is with joy and pride that we honor the 6th class of the Hall of Fame inductees. On behalf of APHA, thank you and congratulations.